machine. My daughter is right here. Daughter, what are you going to say to the cassette machine? That's not a word. You have to say a word.
Among Us.
Among Us? That's 2 words. You failed the test. Okay, my daughter has been dropped off at a party. Her friend, she has a friend. Actually, she's got a few friends. It's fucking weird. I mean, I raised her to be a fucking recluse. A fucking hermit. A fucking one of these people that's not so much with the social, you know? Because I wanted her to, like, have a fucking multi-cajillion dollar tech company, and apparently the straightest line between point A being, you know, birth, and point B having a multi-cajillion dollar tech company is to be fucking socially retarded. Now look, I know that people get fucking upset when you say the R word, but I'm using it in the correct sense here. I know what it fucking means, you dipshit. Look, when you are playing music, sheet music, I'm telling you, sheet fucking music, with quarter notes and half notes and 16th notes and shit, and pauses, they call them rests. You got clefs on the fucking staff and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Fucking sheet music, you numbskull. Fucking sheet music. Anyway, alright. So, let's say you got some motherfucking sheet music, yeah? And you see on the sheet music a word that you're not supposed to fucking say out loud anymore. It says retard period. Well, what the fuck is this retard period? How the fuck do they get away with that shit? Oh, I'll tell you. It stands for retardando, which means to slow the fuck down. Maybe don't play so fast. Cool it with the fucking tempo, is what the fuck that means. Anyway, so retard period means retardando, an Italian fucking word, and retard itself is a fucking Latin originate that fucking means slow. So when we was calling kids retarded back in the day, when we could use that fucking word, what we were saying is that they were mentally slow. Their mental development was slow. So you have a fucking kid who's like 12 years old, but he has the mental capacity of like a fucking 3 or 4 year old. Okay? That's a retarded kid. Don't you fucking get after me for using the terminology correctly. Look, here's what makes shit bad. And I'm not even fucking kidding on this shit. What makes shit bad? What makes a word bad? The fucking intent, you motherfucker. The intent of it makes it bad. The word itself, who gives a fuck? We could call it a quacky goddamn duck for all we care. You know, we could call retarded, we could call it, oh, he's got a wing-wang in the brain pan, or whatever the fuck. And, you know, it wouldn't fucking make a little bit of difference what the fuck we call it. A rose by any other motherfucking name would smell as sweet, said Juliet in that bullshit play by Shakespeare. That thing's a fucking mess. Oh, greatest love story of all time? 2 teenagers meet one day, get married the next fucking day. That's actually correct. You can look that shit up. They meet one day, they get fucking married the next day, like a couple of responsible assholes, and then they fucking get separated because he commits fucking murder in the goddamn streets. And then he becomes an outcast, and then they fucking kill themselves, alright? Great fucking story, okay? Now look, I know it comes from the fucking Hollinshead Chronicles. I know Shakespeare didn't write that shit himself. It was a well-known story. I mean, come on. It's like Pyramus and Thesby, which was also acted out in A Midsummer Night's Dream, a vastly superior Shakespearean play. Anyway, for fuck's sake, look. When a kid is mentally slow, and you are not saying it with hate in your heart, you're not intending to hurt anyone with your verbiage, you're just saying a fucking word because it's a fucking accurate term to refer to the fucking thing that you're talking about, that right there is not fucking offensive. What that is fucking accurate, okay? So, look, I do firmly believe, that you could call a kid retarded if you mean he is mentally slow in his fucking development. Now this bullshit where we take people who are not slow in their development, but are fucking retarded, you know what I'm saying? A fucking retard, you know? And we use that word, which was designed to refer to kids who didn't do a fucking thing to anybody, other than be born and be a little slow in the fucking mental development area, you know? That shit that they have no control over. And then we take it and we see some guy acting like a fucking retard and we say, hey, don't be retarded. Yeah, we say that with a malicious intent, with hate in our heart for the shit that some guy is pulling, and we say, hey, don't be a retard, you're acting like a retard right now. But that's fucking bullshit, because have you ever spent time with an actual retarded kid? They are sweet as fuck. Nicest goddamn kids you're ever gonna meet in the world. And I'll tell you this too, for free. Guess what? Think of the happiest day you've ever had in your entire motherfucking life. Think of it. You got it in your brain? Happiest goddamn motherfucking day in your entire worthless, contemptible life. Come on, I'll fucking wait. Get it in your brain. The happiest goddamn sweet Jesus-y, Christ-y motherfucking day of your entire goddamn motherfucking life. Get it in your brain. Do you have it in your brain? Do you currently have that day in your brain? Okay. That's every fucking day to these kids. Look, I'll tell you a fucking story. I'm driving to Havasu right now. I got fucking time. Alright, here's a fucking story. So, I knew this kid when I was in middle school. And he was one of the best athletes, one of the fucking, like, he was smart as a whip. He was fucking, like, stronger than anyone in our grade. When we played fucking dodgeball, this fucking kid, if he nailed you upside the head with a fucking dodgeball, it'd fucking leave a mark and shit. Like, we don't know, like, you know how, like, I got in a fight when I was in 4th grade, and it was wildly disappointing because I so desperately wanted to fuck this kid up who was talking shit about me, and I start punching him in the face, you know, and it didn't fucking hurt him, and he starts punching me in the face. It didn't feel like nothing. Like, we were both so fucking pissed off, and yet between the two of us, we couldn't land a decent goddamn punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lacked the arm strength as 4th graders to do anything significant in terms of damage to each other's fucking faces. Well, this kid, this guy, he fucking, like, he could fuck you up, you know? And it wasn't like he was abnormally large or some shit, like he had, you know, some sort of fucking pituitary problem and he had like fucking gigantism or some shit, which, like, by the way, another fucking thing people can't control, so don't fucking get on him about it. It's fucked up. Anyway, regardless, okay, so this fucking kid, who was the best fucking pure natural athlete in our grade by a huge fucking margin, and, you know, smart, good student, like, and a good guy. Like, I was friends with this motherfucker, alright? Anyway, well, he had a congenital heart defect that he required surgery to fucking, you know, handle that shit, alright? As you fucking do. Once again, a thing over which he has no fucking control, alright? Now, this motherfucker, he gets the surgery and fucking dies on the operating table for a minute. And like, you know, was losing his vital signs and shit. Now, here's the funny thing. Doctors will tell you that all this, like, fucking near-death experience bullshit is bullshit. Nobody comes back from death, alright? Nobody does. And all these people who are writing the goddamn books, oh, heaven is for real, oh, I went to the other side and shit. Like, first of all, why the fuck do none of these books about the way that people experience the afterlife, why the fuck are they not more, like, in agreement with each other? If these people are really going to motherfucking heaven, why is it only the vague shit, like, oh, tunnel of light and voices and shit, that's like the same, and then when it comes to the real speculative shit about the actual physical nature of heaven, it's like wildly off, because it's like people trying to remember a dream, and they're just fucking, like, casting shit upon an experience that they had that they could barely fucking remember, and they're taking their own interpretations, their own fucking upbringing of what fucking heaven is supposed to be like, and then they're just tacking that on to the fucking near-death experience that they had. Very important, near-death experience. Not a fucking actual death experience. They didn't experience actual fucking death. They did not die. If you ask the doctor, he'll say no, because if this motherfucker died, I would look at these golfers. I'm driving by the fucking golf course. Fuck these motherfuckers. We live in the middle of a goddamn desert, and they are siphoning valuable water in the middle of the goddamn desert to fucking grow grass that's not even native to this fucking area so that they can play golf on it. That's some selfish motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And these assholes act like, oh, well, it's a public course. Anybody could come and play. Oh, really? Oh, really? With the fucking steep price of, like, acquiring the bare minimum equipment to play a stupid fucking sport that's boring as shit, and why the fuck does anybody care about it at all? It's like some holdover shit from back when we had nobles and fucking, you know, dukedoms and earldoms and shit. Like, we don't have fucking dukedoms in America, so stop it with your fucking cigar-smoking good old boys club bullshit. Anyway, regardless, okay, because, like, you know, how fucking long did it take for us to get one Tiger Woods, one black guy who's good at golf, right? It took for fucking ever. Now, who's the next black guy who's fucking good at golf? Exacta-fucking-lutely. We got a problem that, like, the fucking laws in this land and the fucking historical fact we've gone out of our way to make sure that the black community has no heritable wealth. They've got no generational wealth to pass on, and so they can't fucking be part of a good old boys club where they fucking golf, because they don't have the upward mobility to be a part of the goddamn motherfucking gentry and fucking, you know, spend their Saturdays rather than working a second job just to keep a fucking roof over their heads. They go out on the golf course and be like, oh, I gotta, you know, rub testicles with some other fucking people who are into the same shit I am, and we're gonna like, oh, backroom business deals and handshake shit. We're gonna do that so that we can make our millions and keep it just between us. You know, those of us who play fucking golf. Fuck yourselves, you fuckers. Like, that's some bullshit. Anyway, I'm tired of doing that voice. I grow tired of it, okay? Tired of the voice. Alright. So, my friend has a near-death experience on the operating table. He nearly fucking dies. Like, his heart stopped beating. And here's the thing about that, is if your heart stops beating, you would think that, like, oh, you're dead immediately. Not so. Our body is filled with electrical impulses, and as long as you have electrical activity in the brain, you're not entirely fucking dead. You're still fucking alive. Exactly. So the doctors hurried up, got his heart started again, but there's a danger zone. There's a fucking danger zone where, like, because the oxygen in the blood, which gets pumped to the fucking brain and everywhere else, like, it keeps your brain in good shape. And so if you still have the electrical impulses, good, you're still alive. But if you go a significant amount of time without oxygen to your brain, you could suffer severe brain damage. As a matter of fact, this kid did. He suffered severe goddamn brain damage. No fucking joke, alright? I don't know why the accent's coming back. He suffered severe brain damage. No fucking joke. And we're gonna try to say it without the accent, okay? Alright. So, severe fucking brain damage. And so he went in, you know, one of the smartest, most talented kids in our 4th grade class, and he came out and he went directly into special ed. He came back to school, but he was not the same. He was not the same. He didn't remember any of us. It was really hard. And actually, like, if I'm being honest, the friendship that I did have with him, and he was cool, because I was a weak-ass little kid who could barely throw a fucking dodgeball. And when we played dodgeball, he would protect me, and he had a fucking gun for an arm, you know, as a 4th grader. And he was like nailing people in the head, leaving bruises and shit, and doing it for me, his friend. And I am ashamed to admit that after his surgery, you know, there were a lot of people who, you know, tried to stay close to him. I mean, it's hard when, oh shit, goddamn. Felt like the truck was sliding off the road because the road's bad right there. Anyway, so he, yeah, some people were still talking to him and trying to be like, hey buddy, how you doing? And you could tell that he really didn't know who they were, why they were talking to him, but he enjoyed the attention and whatever, you know. And I never did any of that because it made me too fucking sad to look at him and realize, like, it's always selfish with me. Like, it's the reason that I'm weird around amputees, you know, because with my anxiety and depression, I often have ideations of self-harm, and whenever I'm working with, like, say, a fucking, like, a chop saw or a radial arm saw of some sort, you know, or a chainsaw or whatever the fuck, I often think, like, hey, I could take a limb off with this fucking thing, and my life would be forever changed. Like, every waking day of my life would be different if I took a hand off or took a leg off or some shit, right? You know, so it makes me weird around amputees because I am weird about my own goddamn mortality, all right? And it's me. I realize that it's me. It's not them, it's me. Like, amputees are fine. Like, I happen to know a couple people who are amputees, and, like, yeah, they're totally fine. There's a kid at the school where I teach who's an amputee. Actually, he doesn't go there anymore. He graduated, but he, for a while, was dating a girl who was still in school. She's a senior this year, so it's not weird. He wasn't, like, dating a freshman. It's like he graduated the previous year. She's a senior this year. It's fucking normal. They're a year apart. They're both 18. Who gives a fuck? You know? Anyway, so, like, but yeah, he's an amputee, and, like, good-natured as fuck, this kid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the fact... goddamn. The fact that his fake leg makes me at all uncomfortable is my fucking problem. It has, like, literally nothing to do with him. Okay? So, that's the fucking shit. That's the shit of it all. Anyway, so, this fucking kid, this guy, oh my god, that lake looks awesome. I've got fishing gear in the back. I would love to go fishing right now, but I shouldn't. I've got fucking places to be, things to do, no time to fish, whatever. Anyway, so, I'll tell you, this fucking guy, like, he comes back and he has the mental capacity of, like, a 3.5-year-old child, something like that, like, way, way lower than he was. And it made me sad because I'm like, shit, could that happen to me? Like, could I wake up one day and never be the same again? You know, like, lose everything. Because I'm looking at this kid and I'm like, he was smarter than me. He was stronger than me. He was a better athlete than me. Everything that you care about in 4th grade, he was better at than I was. And it got taken away from him in a couple of fucking heartbeats, you know? That made me terrified, absolutely goddamn terrified, you know? And it was really selfish of me, but I couldn't be around him, and I was always weird around him, and people who were like, look, it's your friend. Like, this is your friend. He may not remember you, but you sure as fuck remember him, and you owe him the fucking decency to, like, say hello and to treat him kindly. And I would just fucking duck. I couldn't bring myself to do it because I was too fucking sad for myself, like some selfish ass bullshit. Anyway, I wish that, like, I wish that I had acted differently, but, you know, now that I know better, I do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are kids at the school who, like, there's one kid who, is about the same mental capacity as my friend was. Nicest fucking kid ever. And they got him working the attendance office, You know, so he'd go around classroom to classroom picking up teachers' attendance, and, like, he fucking loved doing it. He'd just pick up the sheet and drop it off at the attendance office, so it wasn't a hard job, you know, and it was something that a kid with his mental capacity could handle, and he was fucking delighted to do it, and he was the nicest kid doing it. Like, sometimes there'd be kids who, like, if you told them, like, wait a minute, I'm doing something here, you know, like in the middle of class, let me finish this sentence or whatever. You know, kids would give you a pouty face and be like, I'm here to collect it, you're supposed to have it ready. And it's like, dude, fucking wait a second. I will put it in your hand in a goddamn second. You know, and kids give me attitude and stuff who work in the attendance office. This kid, never. He just fucking delighted as shit to be there, and I treated him as well as I could. And if I ever saw people talking shit, I'd be like, fuck you. That's bullshit. You don't talk shit about people like that. Like, that's fucking messed up. It reveals, like, look, if you talk shit about a mentally handicapped person, a person who is, like, you know, mentally challenged in some way, if you talk shit about them, it says nothing about them, but it says a lot about you and what a fucking asshole you are. That's what it says. So, like, coming back to the word retarded, if you are using it in a correct way to refer to the slowness of their mental development, which is what the word is used for, it's fucking fine. There's no hate in it. You take the hate out of the word, and the word's just another fucking word, like tree or sky or whatever. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. But if you use it with hate, if you use it to belittle people, if you use it to fucking try and make people feel less than, then you're an asshole. I'm sorry, that's just how that works. Anyway, so I treated this kid nice, and like, to a degree, I felt like I was making up for what I had done to my friend. Not that he knew. My friend really, I doubt very much that he knew that I, as a former friend of his, was snubbing him. I doubt that he had the capacity to know that that's what was going on. Because he didn't remember me. Like, he didn't remember anybody. Anyway, so here's the thing. This kid then went on, and when Facebook became a thing, he got a Facebook. And Facebook now is fucking toxic. And I wouldn't spend 5 goddamn minutes on that site. Like, I'd fucking rather kill myself than spend 5 minutes on Facebook right now, because it's so fucking goddamn toxic. It's everyone just being the worst all the time. They're like, here are my worst political ideas, and here are my worst social ideas, and here are my worst attributes, and here is the worst comparison I can make between you and other people, and here, like, it's just all the worst. Everyone giving their worst, being their worst, doing their worst. It's a shitty place, and it should be outlawed. That and Twitter and Instagram and every fucking thing else, until we as people can prove that we are responsible enough to even fucking have this shit. Anyway, regardless. Okay, so this fucking kid, like, joins Facebook back before it was toxic, and what did he post on Facebook? Kid with barely the capacity to know what Facebook fucking is. You know, all he knows is that he's getting likes and messages, and that he's able to post pictures and videos that he likes. And what does he like? He likes LeBron James. He loves LeBron James. As a matter of fact, I doubt very much that there is anything in your life that you love as much as this guy loves LeBron James. And you know what? Like, it's kind of fucking remarkable that this guy is still around, given his health history, given like everything that's happened to him, it's fucking delightful that he's still out there living his life. He still lives with his parents, and, you know, like, I've talked to my mom who talks to his parents, and his parents are like, no, like, we fucking love having him at home because he's bright and cheerful and happy and good, and, like, you know, it's like having your kid forever, you know, because, like, those years, those, like, you know, 3, 4, 5-year-old years, like, they pass too fucking quickly, and kids are cute and hilarious and fun in those years. And you don't have a lot of the problems that you get when they get older, and you start having differences, and like sit around the Thanksgiving table and be like, well, your politics are shit. You know, like they don't get that from their son who is the same age as me, and like me, every time I talk politics, my mom rolls her eyes and says, I wish you wouldn't. Yeah, so a little bit of a difference there, because yeah, I'm an asshole. Like, I 100% am an asshole, and at least I fucking recognize it, alright? Most people who are assholes don't even fucking recognize the fact. They act like you're an asshole for pointing it out. That's bullshit. Anyway, so, this fucking guy loves LeBron James, and the interesting thing is he will, like, post these videos of, like, LeBron James slam dunk compilation, and LeBron James, you know, defensive block compilation, and LeBron James alley-oop compilation and whatnot. And, like, I swear to God, for him, watching these videos, like watching LeBron James throw down a single alley-oop is the equivalent to him of fucking watching LeBron win the NBA championship every time. Like, you know how fucking elated a fan is when their team wins it all, when they win the championship? That's how fucking elated this guy is, just watching LeBron compilations of shots he made like 5, 6, 7 seasons ago. You know? Like, I guarantee you, you have never been as happy in your entire fucking life. And more importantly, I have never been as happy with my fucking neuroses and fucking depression and anxiety and all the mental shit that I get through every goddamn day. I have never been as happy as this guy has been when he is watching LeBron James compilation tapes. Like, never. I've never been that fucking happy. And so, like, yeah, you want to call this guy retarded? All right. Well, maybe we need to examine what that means. Yeah, his mental capacity is slowed, but on the other side, like, emotionally, he's so much more fucking healthy than I am. It's no contest. It's no fucking contest, all right? So, like, he lives an amazing life where he gets along with his parents every single day. Every day that he wakes up is full of, like, joy and discovery and excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking amazing. And I have never been as happy. And, you know, like that kid at the school who, you know, like, was about the same mental level as my friend is, he would do this thing where during passing periods, the break between classes, he would just run around. I guess you could call it a quad. Not really a quad, it's just a grassy area. But like, sorry, I'm trying to pop my ears. Good audio, popping ears. Anyway. So he would run around and just be excited as fuck to be running around in passing periods between classes, just happy as shit. And there are these soccer boys who think, like, it's funny because the soccer team sucks. They lose every fucking game like 8 goals to nothing. Like, they really suck. They are a terrible team. And yet they walk around like they own the goddamn school, and they think they're better than fucking everybody. And I'm not kidding. Like, that is their actual attitude. Like, they pulled one of them pulled my wife over because I was saying something nice about the gay kids because I sponsor the GSA, the Gay Straight Alliance. Like, I sponsor that club, and I take care of the fucking gay kids because, like, who else is fucking taking care of them? Somebody has to. Like, they need support. They're a vulnerable population at our school, and somebody has to stand up for them, and, like, I'll fucking do it. I don't mind doing it. They are delightful children. Love every goddamn one of them. Anyway, so, like, yeah, this motherfucker, you know, because of nice things that I have said about gay people, pulls my wife aside and is like, hey, I think your husband's gay. And my wife was like, fuck you. You know, like, first of all, how dare you think that you know my husband better than I do? Like, you don't know his sexuality. You haven't had sex with him. I have many times, so fuck you. Get fucked. Get fucked by a man, and then come talk to me about this shit. Anyway, that's not how she said it, but that's what her attitude was. She would like me to clarify this because she would never speak to a student that way. But yeah, she wrote him up. Like, she sent him to the principal's office because you don't fucking talk to a teacher that way. That's bullshit. Anyway, so these are the fucking assholes who walk around like, better than everybody. And, like, yeah. So they were talking shit about this kid because, like, someone gave him a trumpet when he's running around the quad. And so he's just blowing this trumpet and running around like Paul goddamn Revere. And he is having the best time of his life. And I'm just watching him with a smile because I'm like, this kid, like, I doubt that I know what life is about. I doubt very much that I know what life is about. This fucking kid, he knows what the fuck life is about, and he is happy as shit. And you think I fucking know? Like, no, it's all fucking complicated. I gotta take drugs to even get me remotely okay half the time. You know, this kid running around playing a trumpet is happier than I will ever be. And so, like, these fucking soccer boys talking shit about this kid, and I overhear them, and I turn to them, and I'm like, hey, fuckface, like, you will never be as happy in your entire miserable life as that kid is right now. And they were like, oh, goddamn, that's harsh. You shouldn't say things like that. And I'm like, okay, number one, it's true. Number two, you're an asshole for treating someone like shit because of something they can't control. Like, fuck you, get fucked, recognize the truth, and fucking live with it. Because that's what it is. And you don't deserve any better than that. Anyway, hey, I'm at the store where I'm gonna buy some worms for my fucking reptiles. Okay. I'll be back. Okay, I've got worms. No, I mean I have super worms for my fucking feeder insects. God damn it. I don't have worms like those kind of worms. Although, when I lived in Cambodia, it was like an easy 50-50, like, because we had to take our deworming shit every, like, 6 months. And I was 2 for 4 on the worms. And people are like, well, how can you tell if you have worms? And it's like, well, are you exhausted all the time? Are you losing weight for literally no reason? After you take your worm medication, Do you shit out bits of worm? Also, after taking your worm medication, do you suddenly feel rejuvenated? Like you have so much more fucking energy? Do you put on 5 pounds like nobody's fucking goddamn business just because all of a sudden your food, instead of going to a goddamn fucking parasite, is going to yourself? Like, there you go, yay, food going to my ass instead of theirs. Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell when you've got worms. Like, it's not as easy, like, it's kind of easy to tell just by the symptoms, like, if you have them, but it's really easy to tell. Take the medication, because if you take the medication and you don't have worms, who cares? Like, it's fine. But if you take the medication and you do have worms, oh my god, the difference. Like, it's night and day. It's fucking so much better without the worms. Anyway, that's just fun facts about having worms. You know, like you do. You have worms when you fucking live in a third world country. And a lot of people have worms, and it's super fucking easy to get worms. Wait, what the fuck? Am I not going to be able to get through here? Shit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through here. Which is shitty because God damn it. Alright. Well, I'm going to try driving this way. See if I can fucking... yeah, I can connect to the frontage. We are driving off-road. This is not a road what I am driving on currently, but I am in a truck. Oh, goddamn. Stay with me, worms. I wouldn't fucking say that to goddamn, like, parasitic worms. Oh, stay with me. The weight loss is worth it. I don't mind that I fall asleep at 3 in the afternoon for no goddamn reason and don't wake up for like 12 hours. It's fine. It's very normal. Anyway. But yeah, heavily advised don't get worms, especially not in America because it's much rarer for people to get worms in America. And so guess what? We don't have the good worm medication here. Like, you'd think we would, because we have good medication for everything, because, like, we're America, and we're the ones who develop the medication half the time. And so, like, we expect large piles of money for fucking meds, you know, but we've got the good shit. Like, it'll cost you, because it's fucking America, but, like, we've got it, usually. But when it comes to worms, which is much more of a third world problem than it is a first world problem, yeah, guess what? We don't have the good shit here. We've got the shitty shit. Anyway, the best worm medications you can get, developed in France, and usually sold in third world countries that used to be controlled by France. So, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, places like that, they've got the good worm medications. You could take it, you could get off your worms. Anyway, what was I talking about before? Oh, don't be an asshole to retarded kids. Like, duh. They're mentally retarded, and so don't be an asshole to them. Like, who would do that? Fuck you if you do. Anyway, okay, bye. Okay, so let's recap. Don't be mean to retarded kids. Don't. And, like, believe me, there's not a fucking hint of hate in my heart when I say that. And I wish that we could use that term, because it does adequately describe the shit that I'm talking about. But, like, because of some assholes who are like, you know what you're like? Those kids who enjoy life more than we do. Like, what a dick way of doing things. We should still be able to use that term, but not for fucking assholes, but for retarded people, you know, because they still exist, and, like, terms are useful. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, regardless, oh, shit. Dude, you fucking ass! Like, hey, fuck you. Oh, that guy goes to that fucking church I hate. You know, church. Like, it's a fucking thing in 2022. Get your fucking shit together. Be an adult. Live in the world. Don't have a fucking imaginary friend anymore because you are a grown goddamn adult. You know, like, can you imagine being one of these assholes who's like, I have an imaginary friend who lives in the sky, and if I'm super nice to him and say nothing but nice things, oh, this motherfucker has an In God We Trust fucking license plate, you know, and like, Christians walk around like, oh, we're so persecuted. Oh, people persecute us so much. Oh, my God, the persecutions. We can't handle it. Oh, the persecutions of being a Christian person. You are a super majority. I am driving right now, and I kid you not, on one side of the street is a super ultra mega church, and on the other side of the street is a pretty goddamn big church. And then right next door to the pretty goddamn big church is a private school that is run by one of those fucking churches. Like, no, we're so persecuted. No, fuck you. Like, look, I will let you believe in your bullshit. Like, believe all the bullshit you want. This is America. We do not have laws against believing bullshit. I mean, if we did, then no one would be allowed to be Republican. Hey-o. Hey-o. That's one of those good jokes. No one would be allowed to be Republican. But cha. Hey-o. Anyway, for fuck's sake, look, it's 20 goddamn 22. Why am I talking into a microcassette recorder? Don't fucking ask questions. Like, just fucking listen. I can't hear you. I uploaded this on the internet. You talking back to it is not a thing that I could fucking handle, okay? Technology does not work that way. I'm sorry. What kind of a fucking moron are you? Moron! There's a fucking word. Actually, do you know that, like, alright, there are actual fucking IQ levels that correspond to fucking actual insults, like moron, cretin, fucking dunderhead, like, no, dunderhead's not one of them, but like, imbecile, like, these are actual designations tied to an actual IQ score range, or you could be like, I'm sorry, Mr. or Mrs. Johnson, your son, well, he's not quite a dunderhead, he's a moron. Anyway, probably will convert to Mormonism at some point because of how closely related Mormon looks to moron. Anyway, it's true. Deal with it. You've known it your whole life, you Mormons. You know that you're like one letter away from being a moron. Anyway, regardless, I knew it when I was in grade school. I was raised Mormon. Like, I was raised Mormon. And fuck you. Like, first of all, like, I didn't have any control over that. I got out when I could. Anyway, and second of fucking all, these girls asked me on the playground once, they came up to me and started talking to me, and I was real socially awkward, and I didn't know how to fucking respond. And they're like, what are you, some kind of moron? And I was like, how dare you insult my religion? And they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't go around saying, like, what are you, a crap lick? Like, they're like, we're not even Catholic. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's fucking right. You go around making fun of people's religions. So, like, Mormons don't act like you're not one letter away from moron. We all know it. We'd rather not talk about it. But sometimes we gotta bring it up just to be like, we're all on the same page, right? And we are, as a matter of fact, all on the same motherfucking page. Oh, by the way, I just bought a mailbox at Goodwill. It's got a post attached and every fucking thing. Any hoozles. So yeah, life is full of mystery. But no, here, like, let's talk about shit and whatnot. Like, let's fucking have it out, as 'twere. So yeah, like, oh, god damn it, religious assholes. Like, come on, you're asking me to respect you because you believe in something that you can't prove. And you're asking that I walk on fucking eggshells around you because you believe in something that you can't prove. Okay, well, here's something that I believe. I believe that the woods are full of magical fairies. And the magical fairies, they're magical, and the magics shoot out of their bum holes and bless the world, but only those parts that are really, really nice to people like me who believe in goddamn fairies. So you have to respect me and give me tax-exempt status and fucking treat me like I'm a really super special person because I believe in shit that I can't fucking prove. Like, fuck you! Get fucked! If you can't prove it, then lowrider wagon? Sorry, someone had a lowrider wagon for sale. It looked awesome. Anyway, regardless, don't get distracted. So, for fuck's saketies, like, god damn it. The fact of the matter is that, like, if you can't prove a thing that you believe, then you can't prove it. And that does nothing to the amount to which I have to respect your beliefs and give it special fucking privileges and free parking and tax-exempt status and fucking, like, oh, respect today, it's the Lord's Day. What fucking Lord? Where is he? I'll fucking talk to him. I got some shopping to do. No, it's the Lord's Day. Okay, well, you sound like a fucking asshole who wants special protections for your belief that you cannot prove. Like, why? Why would I give you a special fucking anything? If anything, I'd give you a fucking special finger that I only use on assholes. Like, get fucked, you fucking dipshit. Like, your fucking beliefs are nothing to me. And I don't think you deserve a goddamn thing for believing in it. And this fucking guy that I'm still talking about, who nearly backed into me 10 minutes ago because he didn't think I had the right of way when I'm driving through the parking lot, and he's like, I can back up right now. And it's like, no, you fucking can't. I'm here. And I'm driving across the bar. I've been driving. You can't back out into my fucking lane. You wait till I pass and then you go. That's how society works, you fucking asshole. I don't give a fuck where you go to church or why you put it on your back window as if I give a fuck. Because if anything, it makes me judge you more, you little dipshit. And on that note, I'm going to go into Goodwill number 2 and see if I can't find something as cool as a goddamn mailbox. Okay, so this fucking Goodwill, I did pick up some good things, among which Sounds like a good sandwich. Among which. Anyway, among which was a USB 3 hard drive, a terabyte of storage. I don't know if it's ever been used. Doesn't look like it. If it's been used, it's been used gently, if anything. Still came in the original box and everything. Which, like, I'll tell you this right now. A few years back, Goodwill started, like, using fucking, I don't know, eBay or Google or something to determine the pricing for their shit. Which was a dark day for many of us because, like, you know, I once bought a Marantz 2265 receiver at the same Goodwill that I was just at. Like, this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I bought it there for like $6.99. What's it worth today on the open market? I don't know, depending on condition, $400. Like between $250 and $400, somewhere in that range. Mine's in really good shape. I would guess like $350, $375, $375. I bought it for $6, right? So like they got it for free. So everything that they made was pure profit, and everything that I got was pure awesome. Because I got a really cool thing that I knew what it was that they didn't. And, like, it's a fucking dark day that is no longer a thing that anybody can do. Anyway, so I also bought a Wii, like a Nintendo Wii, with no cables, no power supply, no cables, AV, no, like, fucking light sensor bar, nothing, just the fucking console. Guess which one costed more? The terabyte of storage, which, like, you know, I mean, obviously we live in a day now where it's like, oh, it's not 8 terabytes? Well, boo, why is it so shitty? But, like, guess which one costed more? The Wii costed more by about $10, $12, some shit. Anyway, ridiculous. Okay, I decided that I actually want to find out whether or not I'm gonna get fucking tagged for goddamn, like, copyright violation because I have fucking music playing in my car. Yeah, right now it's Slaughter fucking album, Stick It To Ya. Yeah, Stick It To You is the name of the album by the fucking metal band Slaughter. Because who doesn't fucking love a little Slaughter? A lot of people, actually. A lot of people are like, fuck hair metal. What are you, gay? And it's like, first of all, just because they're rocking out in leather pants and no shirt, like, don't act like that's automatically gay. Because, like, you know what's funny is that aggressively hetero and aggressively gay, often, like, there is a large overlap in the type of material and the cut of the clothing that people of both varieties will wear. Like, oh, you're a 1980s metal band? Oh, so there's going to be a lot of fucking, like, leather and tight fucking fitting clothes and, like, revealing shit. We're going to see a lot of your chest, which is in immaculate fucking waxed condition. Like, yeah, it's overlap. It doesn't mean that, like, that they're both gay. It means that one is aggressively hetero, like a little too much, to where it's like almost clownishly hetero, and the other is like just, you know, Pride Parade level gay. And you know what? they're not the same thing, but boy, if you see the first one, the former, if you see them without a guitar in their hands, it looks mighty suspicious. I will concede that point. I will absolutely concede the point that it looks goddamn suspicious when they're not holding guitars. Like just taking a band picture all together, like just rubbing up close on each other and whatnot. Like, yeah, that looks pretty gay. Like, I will concede that point. But, you know, it's not necessarily the same thing. Anyway, if I'm talking over it and it's playing in the background and it's being recorded on a fucking terrible, terrible recording device, what's YouTube gonna fucking do? Is it gonna take down your Uncle Nutso? Like, look, I'm your Uncle Nutso. This is my fucking... As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I am your Uncle Nutso, and this is my analog podcast, and I will not be turned off so rudely. Fuck you, you gonna turn me off rudely like that shit. That's bullshit. Anyway, hey! Uncle Nutso's crazy-ass podcast. Analog and shit. Anyway, so, here's the fucking deal. Like, I just stopped in to the fucking, the Hoozles, the Whatsy Berries, the goddamn, you know. Anyway, I just stopped in to see what condition my condition was in. Anyway, so, went to the fucking dispensary and got myself some legal marijuana. Legal marijuana. Legal in the state where I live. Should be legal fucking everywhere, but like, it's not. Thanks our own government that we fucking, like, decided should have the right to rule over us. Like, yeah, we did well in picking you because what did you do? You said, oh, we're gonna punish you if you fucking take this medicine that makes you feel good. Like, do you know why I get this shit? Like, I never, ever in my life got fucked up with the marijuana. I didn't even drink till I was 34. That's factually accurate. I was raised Mormon, so I didn't drink until I was 34. Why? Well, I was actually concerned about addiction. I wasn't concerned about, like, fucking God and, like, what he would do to me. I was more concerned that I would destroy my own goddamn life with alcohol. I have an uncle. It's my dad's cousin who fucking destroyed his life with alcohol, and the rest of my family fucking, you know, didn't. Yeah, they didn't drink because they were all Mormon, like all very believing, practicing the whole 9 yards fucking Mormon. Anyway, celebrate the 24th of July and all of that shit. Hey, if you don't know what the 24th of July is, there you go. That's how you know. Like, more than telling you, you know, health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. More than saying that, which, like, if a Mormon hears that, they will be fucking pissed, because that is the secret keyword that will get you into heaven. That's the secret phrase that will get you into heaven in Mormon theology. The only way to learn that is to pay them 10% of your income for at least a year so that you can be worthy enough to go to their secret special temple and learn all the secret handshakes. And the secret final handshake which you interlock pinkies and you say that secret special phrase: health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews. Power and the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Anyway, like, for fuck's sake, that Mormons would get very upset at. But, like, anyway, but it is a sign that, like, you were once on the inside and now you're a fucking filthy goddamn apostate. Anyway, but on the other fucking hand, what do you got? Well, if you can recognize the 24th of July as a holiday and what it actually signifies to the Mormon people, well, that's some fucking insider knowledge that not every Tom, Dick, and fucking whatever has, you know? Anyway, yeah. Who would have guessed randomly? I drove past, there used to be an ice skating rink, but like a shitty one, right here in Lake Havasu City. Like, who would have guessed that an ice skating rink would fail in this place? Like, I would, because, like, why the fuck do you think people come from Minnesota to here? Do you think they come here to be like, oh, I want to be reminded of ice skating and how much I love it? No, fuck that. They want to be reminded that they don't have to deal with that for a little bit, that they can wear shorts, which is gross because they're a million goddamn years old. You see these old ladies, like, putting it out there, and the old men are like, hey, what's up, bitches? Anyway, like, yeah, you have not lived until you've heard people flirting, and that flirt that they are doing involves talking about grandchildren. These are people who are going to fuck. You know, he's gonna pop the little blue pill, and he's gonna ram his fucking hard-ass dick into that flappy, slappy, blown open by having too many kids in the 70s vagina. And, yeah, he's gonna fucking ram that in and out until he blows his old, dusty-ass load into her blown-out pussy. Anyway, sorry, I might have gotten offensive there a little bit. But, yeah, what was I talking about? Mormons. Oh, yeah, the 24th of July. Look into it. It's a holiday. Anyway, I'm going to go get a fucking Papa Murphy's pizza, and then after I do that, I'm leaving. And we'll record episode fucking 3, I think, on the return trip. So I'm going to fucking call it right here. This is episode 2. I didn't finish a fucking story. I didn't fucking tell you anything that was remarkably interesting at all. And now it's fucking over. You wasted your time, not me. I had to drive here anyway. I was just entertaining myself. Anyway, as always, fuck you. Fuck the government. Don't believe what you're told. Think for yourself, you fucking idiot. All right. Elotes, sí, está muy bueno. She's not wearing very much in the way of clothes. Good for her. All right, people, that's it for this time. We'll see you in the next one. And until then, stay fucking yourself.